Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today Ujjwal Kundra, who recently created a splash on LinkedIn amongst his present and former colleagues, declaring that he has quit his senior IT job from Wipro and is now going to pursue his passion of being an energy practitioner. No, not of solar or renewable energy kinds, but that of what he calls a universal desire to spread light, goodness, and love in the society. He also has a site called www.innervibrations.org where he has promised to give further updates. Ujjwal claims that he specializes in reading metaphysical energy, including people, spaces like offices or homes, and using tools such as Tarot and Pendulum to provide recommendations on health, career, relationships, and more. Let's ask some questions to Ujjwal. Ujjwal, I will spare you the introduction as I'm leaving the link to your brilliant profile depicting a long, successful IT career where we also rub shoulders at Addison together in the description of this video. But tell us, how much money have you already made in life so that you can take such a decision which surely has no guarantee to win you bread and butter?
That's a very good question, Prashant, and thank you for your long introduction firstly. And so it's actually a very important question. It comes to anybody's mind. Then we think how much money is sufficient? How much money do we actually need? Some person says, okay, you should have an assets of 5 crores, some say 10 crores, 15 crores. There is no particular number because it's different for everyone. Every person is different. So that is how I started. I worked on a couple of Excel spreadsheets. I closed up all my loans. So that is the kind of security I started creating. My wife also is working. She's in a job and she's earning. So it was a long discussion that why not we give it a try for something which is more closer to the heart. And it is probably not as usual as just earning money for yourself, for your family, or for the generations to come. So something different. And we were actually, both of us were looking for something, a kind of work which we can continue till the end of life. So I found something like that, which is so much appealing to me. And as of now, I think I would like to continue till the end of life. There is no retirement from here.
Okay, excellent. You briefly mentioned about your better half, but please tell us something more about your family, your children, maybe your parents. What was their reaction when you broke it to them that you are going to dive headlong into this metaphysical energy career?
So my wife especially supported me because she knew throughout what I'm doing. I would share experiences with her, what I'm doing on, what I'm able to do through this work. And we always shared a vision of working on something which is for the betterment of the society, something like that. And so those Excel sheets created, we discussed that what do we have today. First thing was to close all the loans, home loans, car loans, etc. And there were no aspirations to buy even a bigger home or say even a classic car. And we are not so keen on partying. I don't drink, smoke, or even so there are not so expenses which are beyond our usual needs. But of course, we enjoy roaming around. But being in this energy field, it made more sense move around in India, exploring specific energy areas, which is again, then it's not too much of an expense if you move around in India. So that is how we thought that expenses are not going to too much bother us in that case. That is what we hope. And it was a jump. It's actually you just take a leap of faith, and once you start believing that the things are going to be okay, going to be smooth, they are actually. So it's not that I left my job recently when I sent out those messaging. It has been an year now, and I never felt that I'm missing something except for that addiction of having salary credited to your account at the end of the month. It's one of the biggest addictions. It's not easy to get out of. But yeah, I don't feel like that I've missed something, or we have done something of a decision or taken an early decision, because my both kids are studying. The elder one is in college, uh, in fourth year engineering, and the younger one is in 11th. So it's not that they have settled down fully, but there is a belief which comes that if you are on a right path, the things will sort them out somehow.
Okay. So you mentioned about taking a leap of faith.
Yeah.
So when exactly did you decide that you have to take this jump into the metaphysical world of energy? Has it been brewing for a while, or did it brew for a while, and it's only now that you thought you were secure and ready enough to take the jump?
Probably 1.5 years back, which is end of 2022, probably, or actually start of 23, is something when I thought maybe I should shift, because it's like I already was studying things. I was practicing it at a smaller level because of the office work. So both were parallel. So your both feet are in different boats, and they seem to be going the opposite side, because these two things are absolutely very different from each other. If I would be working on something, say I do a startup of the kind of work which I'm already doing, there is an easier transition there. But this case it was absolutely different, two different paths. So I waited till one of the feet was getting loose and I was losing my feet, and then I pulled up that feet and put my both feet on one board. That is how it happened as a transition. Slowly over the few 6 months, you would say 2023 start to the July, when I actually parted with my corporate career. So I was already working. I still worked very hard on myself because this area is very new to me. Typically, people who are in this area, the psychics we call, so they have some experiences from the childhood. They would see things and they would experience things. I was zero in that. No interest in those areas. Zero S of spirituality. Even to temples and all, I would go only if my parents are going along. They would say, no, you have to go today. Then I would go there. So it's kind of, then I realized there are two paths to it. One is the traditional belief way, which most of us follow, going to the places of worship for any religion. They would believe in a higher power and they would surrender themselves. So that is a path of a surrender or a believer. Then there is a path of a skeptic. This is typically what our mentality is. The people who are in the kind of career we are, who have a scientific bent of mind, they would be skeptic always on, they would put up a belief, they would be skeptic, they would keep on experimenting. So that is what the path I really liked and I followed. And with my experimentation, when I saw the results actually happening, then the thoughts came to me that this is something of a world we are never exposed to. It is entirely different, and people should know about it because it's very important for each one of us, because our eyes are more fixated on the material or the physical world. All our medicinal ways, what we do is all fixated on the things we see. Now, the invisible thing, something like how your cell phone works. So there are some invisible waves going around there. So that is entirely theoretical, what we see that way. If you can find a practical use to it, it can create magic. Like a cell phone to a 100-year-old person is like magic. Similarly, I saw magic happening with this metaphysical energy world, and I embraced it. That is all.
Okay. So you mentioned words like psychic, skeptic. So let's address the big elephant in the room. And please forgive me for asking this, but I really must. How do you respond to those who are saying quietly after reading your LinkedIn post that this man has lost it completely and has gone nuts? He should have bought a Harley Davidson instead.
By the way, I bought a Royal Enfield. So I would. Have you seen the Matrix movie?
Yeah, all the three
It
parts.
was
Yeah.
it was a big cult following had it, and at that time when it got released, I was in college. I became a super fan of the movie, and it is my favorite sci-fi movie. Okay, that is how we know it. Now, doing all this work, it is actually also my favorite spiritual movie. Why? Because I am so much now relating to what is there, given there, what is happening there. You think of actually, it's very relatable when I follow the journey of Neo. He is working, he's in IT profession, he's programming, and there is a missing piece in him. Okay, so of course the movie would have stretched to say 10 hours if they would have shown very details to what is happening to him, what he's thinking. So that is what I was into, or we also call it the midlife crisis. So there was some missing piece which was there and which was calling to me, and I didn't know at all. So there, a person, Morpheus, of course, came to our house, and he was not so explicit as the one in the movie. He just threw some hints to the things, and the only guidance he gave me was to, okay, before sleep you just chant Om. That is all you have to do. That is all. And it triggered something that was a red pill for me. It started building up all chain reactions. And where it has taken me now is I read the world as in code. All those green things on the screen. So I am able to catch the world around, the people through those codes. Okay. So that is the energy world actually. That scene in the end when the agents are want to shoot Neo and he's seeing the all world around. It's all green and all in code. So the the best analogy I can think is I'm seeing things in such codes, and that is how I'm able to decode the world, and that is how the perspective has changed. So it's not just a career shift for me. It's not just a work shift for me. It's a complete perspective change for me, which has happened.
That's very interesting. I'm not sure whether you're Neo or the architect, but you're talking about concepts like code, metaphysical energy, and throw in tarot cards, pendulums, and you're associating them with the health, career, relationships. This sounds like the good old things we hear from the babas and the quacks and the scam artists. How do you convince us that you are none of those?
Okay, there's a famous dialogue by Morpheus. Uh, is it the? Do you think is it the air you are breathing in the Matrix world? Okay, and another famous one. There is no spoon. So it's something like that. If say if you have not read about there is air in the room, even when it is closed, won't a person fight with you that there is only air outside the house when you are in open, when you can feel it? You can't feel the air inside a room. It's a belief. It's a belief which people keep, and that is absolutely all right. Okay, so this me putting up all those relationship and career issues and health issues, it's just that because this is how people identify to approach something. I can write anything and everything. Then then it's like you are not able to frame something if you want to approach me, if you want to come to me, you're not able to frame something out of the, okay, what can I ask? So my work, because it's energy world, everything is energy, everything happens in a life, in our lives, because of some energy dependencies, because of some energy work. So it's actually everything, normal or paranormal, actually comes in my work. So more of it is anything and everything where I work in. And the about the babas and quacks and con artists which you mentioned. So baba is a more generic word. I would dissociate that word from the other two words, because those are very specific to people who are trying to fool you. Babas, I've met some babas and who are so good you would just heal by sitting just next to them. And so what they do is their work. What they are trying to do, it's all about intention. So my intention is to spread light, as you said in the beginning, or spread some goodness. That is all what matters. Because whatever is your intention is kind of an energy you throw out in the universe. Energy can't be created or destroyed. Universe works in balancing of the energy. Einstein said that. So whatever energy you throw off by thinking or by feeling or by doing is going to come back. Universe is going to give you back, and that is what we call as karma, or people call it karma. But anyway, it's a big word, very big word. So maybe sometime later we keep it reserved for that, to talk more about that. So
Okay.
that is what my thought process is.
Yeah, thanks for that, candid expression. I really appreciate. But let's face it, have you acquired any formal qualifications to be a metaphysical energy practitioner? That is, have you done any course, or is it largely a self-study and experimentation to learn the concepts?
So yeah, it has to start from some place. My beginning was when I was studying about AI/ML. I bought a couple of courses in Udemy. There was a sale happening, and later I realized there is always a sale happening in Udemy. I pulled up a course called Reiki. Reiki is one form of energy healing, and I was wondering, what is it exactly? I've heard the word, but I never knew what it is. So it was like in Indian currency, 350 rupees or something. So I thought of buying it, maybe keep it and see what it is. Once I start working on that, I realize it works. So that kind of opened a window to something so huge, so big, that I never realized it's going to pull me in. So that is how I started. I did courses primarily from Udemy only, like for tarot cards, for Western astrology also. There are some healing techniques called EFT, TFT, and a couple of things which I learned from there. But those give you a basic idea about how things are. The rest is your capabilities on how you move around, how you search around. There is a beautiful site called Mind Valley. They have pretty good courses on both material and non-material stuff, spiritual areas also, business related areas, startup related areas. So I did some energy courses from there also. But ultimately what I realized, it depends on your understanding of the subject. I learned it as a tool. Like, I'm relating to directly what our area of expertise is, like C language, Pascal language, COBOL language, uh, .NET. So these are all languages, but the main path is the problem statement which comes to you. So that is how I address everything. Somebody needs to come with a problem statement to me when he comes. Then I decide what I need to do about it. I may not use tarot. I may not use my energy reading tools, which is like pendulum dowsing, or even some part of astrology I may need to refer based on that. So it is more of a solution oriented approach, which I of course learned through my corporate career only. And that is what I realized, that it has been equally important to teach me so many things which I am able to leverage in this area also.
Okay. So let's take a practical example. Let's say I'm fired from my job one fine day, and I'm depressed, and I come to you. How do you use your cards? Call them the tarot cards. I was calling them tarot cards to help me out, for example.
Like I said, it I needn't use tarot card. They may not be required at all. So I start by reading energies, going to the root cause of why it is happening. So I'll take example from two of the cases. One person who was about to lose the job because of his performance, and I know him. He is pretty good in his work. So he was also lost. What happened? And this was the time of COVID when he was working from home. So when I read the energies, I saw that his creative energies are pretty high, and he has a very beautiful house with all the creativity, paintings, and all things more around it. But then the energy which is required to do work, that was kind of low, pretty low, and even the house energies were kind of similar. So that is what made me work on these two, primarily his energies, that how can I help him grow his career specific energies, and minor adjustment in his house so that the overall house also grows those particular energies which are responsible for his career growth. And soon after 2 weeks, I was already seeing a difference in him. And within a month or two, I think he got a notice for 3 months. And within a month and a half, he was getting involved in the projects. He was getting more things, and he got busy, which earlier he was kind of like lost. So the reason was different. Another case which came to me. This person was about to lose job, and when I saw the main issue, I saw in the house itself. So there were some unwanted energies which were present in his house, and which I discussed with him what happened earlier, and at this time when I found the time when the energies had come. So there were some snakes which got killed in his house, and that kind of thing resulted in these energies coming up and hampering his career aspects. So same problem, two very unrelated reasons, core reasons behind them. So
Okay.
that's why even 10 people who come with the same problem, there could be 10 different reasons.
Right. So you charge for your services, don't you? So typically, how much does it cost to have sessions with you? And it might sound quite shallow, but I must ask, do you have a discount code for our viewers who want to avail your services? You know.
So my charges are very nominal, but they are depending on the kind of work I have to do, because I've seen what people do in this area, and the kind of results I'm getting, they are very different. But because money is not a priority for me, but I have to charge because of some many reasons. But I charge based on the kind of work I have to do, because the kind of investigation which is required, the kind of deeper energy points I have to search, why is this happening, how much I have to go through, how much energy readings I have to do. So it depends on that, and it's typically, I would say, ranging from 5100 to 11K, or maybe more, based on if I have to do multiple sessions. That's a very rough idea, but it's typically based on the work, which I get a
Okay.
feel when I talk to the person. Other than that, I give crystals like crystals like this. This is a a very good crystal called black tourmaline, and it is like a air purifier which we use for homes for purifying air. It's an energy purifier. So once you place beside your bed, it's going to cleanse the energies. It's very helpful that way. Or there could be pyramids like this. This is a sodalite, or also there is a crystal called lapis lazuli, which is very good for communication. So like if you have troubles communicating your thoughts, or for studies, it's very good. So these things, a basic inventory I keep, because earlier I was sending people to websites and they were skeptical that, okay, whom should I buy from, whether they are correct or not. Plus these crystals need cleansing, charging. Charging means not the cost charge, it's like the energy charging. That is what I do myself only and give it to people. And so this is where I can offer discount, because this is like a product which I offer. And a person who can verify he is your subscriber, I can offer a 10% discount.
Okay, excellent. So, viewers, if you show your mobile to Ujjwal or send a screenshot to him showing that you are the subscriber of my channel, then you get a 10% discount. So, thank you, Ujjwal, for that. I must also ask this because you're actually working very closely with people and affecting their lives and so on. So, do you have to follow any regulatory compliances while you're practicing what you're doing?
Disclaimers, yes, because it cannot be a result-oriented work. Of course, we want to get results, because there are so many variables. Actually, come to figure of it, what is result-oriented? Even if you go to doctors, they would give you some medicine. They would see how you are behaving under that. They give you a time frame of window, and that is when they are actually kind of seeing how that acts on your body. So this is typically the thing in here only. I cannot guarantee a particular result. So that is what I have to tell you, that things will become better. There is no doubt about it. If you are, especially in health, if you are in a difficult situation, things are going to become better. There is no doubt about it, because we are the kind of energies we are changing. But then we cannot say XYZ is going to happen in 10 days. That is one thing. Secondly, I cannot say that you stop any medicine or any allopathic work or any homeopathy work or any Ayurvedic work. So this energy work goes in complement with those things. It's just that if we are working on something energies, you may have to observe how the other medicine aspect is affecting you, and you keep asking or talking with the doctor, whoever's working with you, that okay, there are some things happening, some differences happening. If you need to regulate the medicine, you do that. But I have no particular conflict, no relation, no advice to the other ways of medicines which people are following. So these are the typical disclaimers in any person who does this kind of a job, that it is not a replacement of any medical advice which we get from a certified practitioner of medicine.
Okay, excellent. So, Ujjwal, how can people get in touch with you?
If they know me, they would probably have my mobile number, or they can also email me. It's there in my profile in my website. It's ujjwal@innervibrations.org. So that's the email address I can be reached out at. Or if they are in LinkedIn, they can directly message me or LinkedIn. That is also one way. So anyways, fine. But I'm a single person working in the company, so it may take some time to respond, possibly. So, but I will respond. I'm just saying that. So please bear with me, because it's like the website and the work and everything is something which I am doing from my side, and that takes a little time, along with the cases which I am already handling. So it's just a matter of time that I may respond a little delayed, but please bear with me for that.
Thank you, Ujjwal, for talking to us and sharing your thoughts with everybody. Good luck to you and your new venture.
Thank you, Prashant. And I am really happy to be in contact with you. Actually, that was a reason because why I made that post after an year almost of leaving the job, because a thought came to me: why is it if I have to work on this area, why was I working for 24, 25 years in the IT industry? So a thought came to me because I have to interact with such people who are in the industry, who are like me. So I would say I'm like you only, and I have learned through experimentation, and my ways are much more scientific, I would say, based on the experimentation than usually what people are do. And my results are measured also. That is what we typically believe in this area which we have worked. So I thought maybe that is the reason I learned and I worked with you all, which I really enjoyed. And I have so much of connect with every person who's there connected to me. So I'm so happy and blessed to be have worked with and be in touch with so many good people. So that is the reason I made that particular post now after an year, that why not I go back to the people, the same people who have been with me throughout my journey, which is the journey which built me actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ujjwal Kundra, the metaphysical energy practitioner and the owner of www.innervibrations.org.
Thank you.